There are things I understand, and there are things that I don't. For instance, I simply do not understand the growing tendency online of people declaring other people's lost condition or saved condition. I don't understand where people think they get the authority to declare who is or is not saved. And I'm asked that question fairly frequently. People will ask me, do you think so-and-so is saved? And I always say that's not up to me. That's not my jurisdiction. Nobody ever gave me that authority. God certainly doesn't give me that authority. Throughout the Bible, we are told things like, make your calling and election sure. We have enough to do with dealing with our own sin. We're told to mortify the deeds of our flesh. We're told to work on our relationship with Christ, to make sure that we are in the faith firmly. But never are we told by anybody in the Bible that it is our job as Christians to declare the salvation or lost condition of other people. And so I simply don't understand that tendency. Michael the archangel, when dealing with Satan, wouldn't even bring a railing accusation against Satan. Instead, he said, the Lord rebuke you. Paul, when he was talking about the man in Corinth who was sleeping with his own father's wife, Paul said to put that man out of the church, and he said, turn such a one over to Satan, peradventure God might save his soul. So even Paul was not comfortable with just condemning an obvious sinner, but he couldn't condemn him outright. I'm sure that if anybody had known me, seen me during my rock and roll days, they would say, well, there's a guy who's just not a saved individual. But they would have said the same thing about the malefactor on the cross. They would have thought, well, there's no way that that man can be saved. Look, he's being crucified. He's obviously a bad guy. And yet he had a more sure word from Jesus than I've ever had. Jesus said, today you'll be with me in paradise. So the consistent example throughout the Bible is that we don't have the right, we don't have the authority, we don't have the jurisdiction. We always have to leave open the possibility that a completely sovereign God can save whoever he wants to, and he may save them at the last moment of their life. There's always hope. So we have that positive example of other people not bringing railing accusations. But there's also nowhere in the Bible where we're told that part of our Christianity is to tell other people or declare that we know that other people aren't saved because of what they are, how they believe, what they do, all of that, so that we think we can authoritatively say, well, that guy's not saved, whoever it is. Even though we may think, well, that person right there is not demonstrating the telltale signs of biblical Christianity. And I'm not saying that non-Christian or anti-Christian people are necessarily saved. What I'm saying is, very precisely, what I am saying is that it's not up to us. It's just not up to us. You've got enough to do with dealing with your own sin. You've got enough to do with making sure that you're saved and that you're living a life that is commensurate with your profession of Christ. You have neither the jurisdiction nor the direct command nor the leave or the warrant to encroach on a territory that belongs to God exclusively. And salvation and who is and who isn't is completely up to him. Our job is to declare the truth, preach the word in season, out of season, and leave that saving stuff up to God. So I don't understand the tendency that I'm seeing here online frequently of people declaring that other people are not saved. That makes no sense to me. See you later.